What was that you said?
I was just wondering what you're doing.
I'm getting ready to make a professional video.
Oh, boy.
I think I need some, bronzer. What? You're gonna do makeup?
No.
You don't think I need bronzer?
No, I don't think so.
I think that'd help a little bit if I had some
Pretty
bronzer. I'm ready. I'm ready for bronzer. No? Okay.
Don't have any bronzer, so
We don't have any bronzer.
you just have a leftover.
Well, I just have to be as professional as I can make it then. Oh,
Another professional video.
I think it's good to have a lead-in like that. You can be the disembodied voice,
Okay.
so you've actually got a part in this then.
Okay.
I'm glad we're doing this together. I'm glad I have your support.
Yes.
I should probably quit moving the table because this thing's jumping all around whenever I do that.
Yep.
Anyway, this is my first professional video. Actually, it's not my first video because I've made some videos before. I made all those political videos, but I think with any luck at all, those are completely off the net and gone, and nobody can find them again. I was going to tell a little life story. I was going to tell that one about, well, a long, long time ago in a faraway land called Missouri. There was a young man named Homer Thomas. He was 11 years old. Most of the time when I tell these stories, the small child is usually the small human's going to be around that age, 11 years old, because when anybody asks me the age of some kid, I usually say 11 years old. It just seems like a good age for me. But this was in a time before electricity, if you can remember that there was such a time. Well, you won't be able to remember it. I'm older, and actually I don't even remember when that time was. But my dad, Homer Thomas, his name was Homer Maurice Thomas. I mean, I can understand Homer, but why somebody would look at a small bitty child and hang a name like Maurice on him is beyond me. I mean, they did that in those days. They would look at a small baby and say, well, we'll call this little tiny baby Homer Maurice Thomas. Anyway, I digressed. They had just got electricity, and it hadn't been all that long. And Dad came running into my grandma, Amy Thomas, and he told her that she needed to come out to the outbuilding. And so Grandma followed Dad out into the outbuilding, and there was a chair that Dad had set underneath a light bulb that was hanging down out there. And the light bulb, of course, was out of the socket. And Dad told his mother to climb up on that chair, and Grandma did. She climbed up in the chair, and he said, "Now stick your finger up in that thing there." So Grandma stuck her finger up into the light socket, and of course it immediately knocked her clear to the ground, knocked her off the chair. She was on her back laying down. Dad looked at her, and he said, "Isn't that something?" That's one of my more favorite stories about my dad growing up. The other story, it was a small town, Liberal, Missouri, that Dad was born in, and they didn't have a lot for entertainment, so there was a lot of fighting and running, as near as I can tell, when they were growing up. And anyway, Dad came home one day when he was a young boy then. I think he was around 11. And anyway, he'd obviously been in a fight. And Grandma told him, she said, well, when your father gets home, he said, I'm going to tell him what was going on, what you did today. So my granddad, Lon Thomas, he got home and met in the front room there, and Grandma said, Lon, Homer was in a fight today. And Granddad said, yes, I know he was. He said, I gave him a quarter to do it. Now these days, of course, child services will be called, but back in those days, they didn't call child services. It was just, just the way it was. Isn't that something?